Good morning class, welcome back to social class. We already in which lesson? Log 18, our physical features of our earth. So in LP1, LP2 we have discussed what are exactly physical features. Different shades of the surface of the earth we call it as a physical features, and in physical features we have two types. One is land physical features and another one is water physical features. These both two makes the physical features of earth, right? So in LP2 what we have discussed about mountains, hills, the common things in between mountains and hills and the differences between the mountains and hills, right? And afterwards we have discussed about remaining physical features about plains, plateaus, deserts and the narrow strip lands, what we call them as coastal plains, and the land which is surrounded by four sides of water, we call it as an island. This is what we have discussed up to now in LP1 and LP2. Today we are going to talk about another physical feature, that is a water body. So exactly what is this water body? So how these water bodies forms on the earth? Okay children, so let's begin. So what is exactly a water body? What is exactly a water body? Water body is a surface of the earth which is covered by a water. Simple. Normally whenever we observe the earth, it is always covered by a soil, sands or rocks, right? Small particles of mix of everything. But what is the differences between the soil and water? If the upper surface of the land is covered by water, we call it as a water body. In water body we have different types. What are those? Ponds, lakes, streams, rivers, seas, oceans. In water body we have different types. What are those? Ponds, lakes, streams, rivers, seas, oceans. So how we will decide which part comes under which? Like if we see water body is a water body, then how we can decide this is a pond, this is a lake, this is a river, and this is a sea, and this is a ocean? Why we can't call as a pond, as a lake? Why we can't call as a river, as a lake? How we will decide? Can anyone tell? To know that, today we are going to go into our lesson a little bit deeper. So what makes the differences between the ponds and lakes? How we can call this water body is a pond but not a lake? So pond is a fresh water body which is surrounded by four sides of land. Then a pond is a small water body which is a covered small fresh water body, but four sides it has land. Okay, so four sides it has land. If any water body which is having a fresh water in it and it is covered by four sides of land, we call it as a pond. Okay, so don't be confused. In the last lesson what I have said, an island is a land which is covered by four sides of water. So what about the pond? Pond is a water body which is surrounded by four sides of land. Okay, so here only you get confused differences between an island and an island and pond. Okay, pond is a water body, an island is a physical feature which is surrounded by four sides of water. So pond is a fresh water body and it will be a very small like a small length dig, and it will have a fresh water in it, and it is surrounded by four sides of land. Okay Nana, everyone understood? So comparing to the pond, now we are going to discuss about the lakes. What are the lakes? When you compare to the pond with the lake is a little bit bigger water body. Okay, it also have water, but sometimes it will have salt water in it. What kind of water in it? Salt water in it. Okay, it's not necessary every time it should have a fresh water. When you compare to the pond, the lake will have a little bit bigger than the pond, and most of the time it will have salt water and sometimes it will have a fresh water. Either like vice versa. Sometimes we can see fresh water and sometimes it can be a salt water. When you compare to the pond and lakes are little bit bigger than the pond. Now what is a stream? Streams are also another water body, but comparing to the pond and lakes, it will be little bit longer, and it will be the width of the lake, width of the stream will be narrower. It will be the width of the stream will be very narrower and it will flows. Okay, but it will have two sides of the land. It will have two sides of the land on it, and it will flow fresh water in it. Okay, so now compare three of these water bodies: ponds, lakes, and streams. What are the ponds? Ponds are the small water bodies which is covered by four sides of land, and lakes are also a water body compared to the pond, which is a little bit bigger like a river, but it's not necessary it should be have always fresh water in it. Sometimes we can see salt water also in it. And what is a stream? Comparing to the river or comparing to the lakes, it will have a narrower width. That means the width of the water body will be very narrower, and it will have two sides of land on it. Now come to the rivers. How rivers will form? What is a river? Compared to the pond, lakes, streams, rivers are much bigger. Okay, I'll write. Much bigger. Sometimes it can be deeper. Sometimes it can be more width more. Sometimes it can be more width than the streams. Okay, than the streams. Rivers are the main water source which we have on our earth for our all purpose of water needs. Rivers are the main resources for all the living things on the earth. We get water from the rivers only. Now, in the rivers part, we have two types. What are those two types? The rain-fed rivers and the snow-fed rivers. The rain-fed rivers and the snow-fed rivers. How exactly we have water in the rivers? Usually we know that whenever we have a rains, all the water will stored in one kind of a dig or in any deeper land places. So if the surface of the land have a small digs, the rainwater will store in this and it will become a pond or it will become a lake. Then what about the rivers? How then it happens? Usually in India we have two types of waters, two types of rivers. What are those? Snow rivers and rain-fed rivers. Snow rivers and rain-fed rivers. Now we have to discuss what are the snow rivers and what are the rain-fed rivers. Usually what I told about mountains, mountains are always covered by the snow. The snow rivers have a birthplace of these snowy mountains. Because of the snow, whenever the snow melts, because of the climatic changes, the snow will flow like a waterfall. The snow will flow like a waterfall, and these water will flow from top to bottom, and these water only will become as a rivers. Okay, so where we have these snowy mountains in India? Himalayas are located northeast of India. So most of the snow rivers we have in the Himalayas, which are flowing from north to south, and most of the northern rivers are going and they are adjoining into Bay of Bengal. Okay, that much deeper you don't need right now. The fourth class, when you come to the fourth class, we have separate lessons for each of physical features. Then I will again explain you. So now what I am going to tell is rivers. Comparing to the streams, rivers are much bigger and sometimes it will be deeper and it will always have a fresh water in it. And we have two types of rivers, snow-fed and rain-fed. So how these rivers will happen? Usually whenever the rains will come, if the surface of the earth have a small digs, it will the rainwater will store in it. This is how the ponds or the lakes will form. What about the rivers? If the land surface have more larger and deeper digs, the water will store and the water will never stay there. What is the quality of water? The water will never stay unless if it is covered by four sides of land. But if the water have a chance to flow from the top to bottom, it will always move. Right, Nana? It will always move from top to bottom and it will make its own way. The way itself we call as a rivers. And sometimes the river will adjoin into other rivers also. For example, if the river is flowing from these two mountains and from top to bottom it is moving. For example, if we have small narrow stream here, the river while flowing into this way, it will also adjoin by this stream and the water level also will increases. So that means here the shape, the width of the river also will increases if the river is adjoining by into other river. So comparing to rivers are much bigger and deeper, and we have two types of rivers, that is southern rivers and northern rivers. Most of the northern rivers are snow fed. When the snow melts because of the climatic changes, we have these snow rivers. Okay, and what are the southern rivers? Southern rivers are mostly rain fed. They depend on the rains only. If there are rains, we can see these southern rivers. If there are no rains, we can't see the rains. For that, best example is here only we have in Bhadrachalam, Godavari. So whenever you see in summer, sometimes we can see clearly sand because the Godavari river is a rain fed river, right? And what about the seas? Comparing to all the ponds, lakes, streams, rivers, we have a seas are much bigger water body which are fed by the rivers. That means what it means, all the rivers will join into the sea because of the river's water flow makes the sea water flow. Because of the rivers, when rivers will adjoin into the sea, the water flow will increase. That means all the water which seas have in them is rivers water only. So because of the rivers there are existing seas. Okay. After that we have another water body comparing to all these ponds, lakes, streams, rivers, seas is a much bigger water body, is the ocean. And where this ocean water comes from? From the seas only. These all seas will again go and adjoin into the oceans. So this is about the water bodies. What is a water body? A water body is a land which is covered by water. The upper surface of the earth is covered by a water. Then we call it as a water body. What is the smallest formation of water body? A pond. If land is covered by water and if any water body is covered by four sides of land, we call it as a pond. Now, what we have another one? Lake. What is the difference between lake? Comparing to the ponds, lakes are much bigger and it's not necessary that we should have always fresh water in it. Sometimes it will be salt water also. And what is a stream? Comparing to ponds and lakes, streams are a little bit longer but narrower, and they have two sides of land and it will sometimes flow and adjoin into the rivers. And what about the rivers? Where we get water in the rivers? Most of the rivers are in India are snow fed and some rivers are rain fed. How we get water in the rivers? Not naturally. How we get water bodies? When the rains will fall on the earth, if any digs are there, deeper digs or any are existing on the land, so all the water will go into the deeper dig. It will become as a pond or lake or stream. So just like that only, the rivers also will happen. Most of the rivers, what I said, are snow fed. Because of the climatic changes, if snow melts into water, it will flow from top to bottom and it will make its own way because water have a quality to flow. It won't stop in one place if they don't have any edges, right? So whenever it will flow from top to bottom, automatically it will make its own way. That is the way we call as a river. So what is the difference between stream and river? Rivers are comparing to the streams. Sometimes it will be bigger and sometimes it can be deeper comparing to the streams. And where all river water will go? They will go and adjoin into the seas. All the sea water. And most important thing is that water of the seas and oceans will be salt only. Okay. So how many types of rivers we have? Southern rivers and northern rivers. Okay, Nana? So all the water which we have in seas are adjoined water by the rivers only. And what is the largest water body on the surface of the earth? We have here oceans. What is the smallest water body we have here on the earth's surface? Ponds. Smallest one is pond and the largest water body on the earth is ocean. Where the water comes from the ocean? From the seas. Again the sea will join into the ocean. All the water will go and join into the oceans. This is the story of the water bodies. Okay, Nana? I hope you all understood. Now everyone please open your volume. Okay, everyone please open your volume S3 water bodies. Okay, water bodies. What is the first question here? We have label the different water bodies. Here they have given one picture. According to size of the picture, you have to identify what is what. Which is a stream, which is a pond, which is a river. Okay, Nana? So here we have some questions. Solve the riddle to find the name of the water body. I am smaller than a lake. I am a fresh water body. Who am I? Again, I am a smaller than lake. I am a fresh water body. Who am I? You know the answer, right? Now, next one. I am the longest water body and my water tastes salty. So what I told, which is the longest water body, and the water will be very salty. So now third question, how is a lake different from a river? So what I have told about the river and lake, how you can make the differentiate. Lake can have, comparing to the river, how the rivers will have on lakes will end up by the sometimes both sides of the land, and it's not necessary that we have always fresh water. Sometimes we can see the salt water. And what about the rivers are snow fed or rain fed. And comparing to the lakes, which one is the bigger lake or river? You know the answers. Okay, so just before going to attempt the volume, just go through one's textbook and read textbook, everyone, then finish your volume. Textbook reading is must, Nana, for everyone. Okay, I hope you understood the lesson. Thank you.